Welcome back. I was trying to film an unboxing for you today of my first plant mail of the year, first plant mail of 2024. I actually haven't bought plants for like 5 months now. I've been on not a plant ban, but like I have over 100 plants. Honestly, I'm entering a season of just really focusing on growing them as big, beautiful and healthy as I can. So I'm less in acquisition mode, less about buying more and more about growing the ones I have be full and healthy. So to buy something, I need to be really excited about it. Like I need to see it and think, oh, I can't be without this plant. And that's what will make me buy it, right? Alocasia Watsoniana has been on my wish list for a long time. Craig Miller Randall's Watsoniana is one of the first plants that I saw when I started this hobby, and I just was like, I had to have it, right? But they were for a long time almost impossible to come by. I was just talking to another plant YouTuber, Melissa, and she had just got one. She just bought one from an Etsy shop called The Green Escape. So I decided to try out for myself and get a Watsoniana starter plant and see what happens. And so I went on there, and because the plants are so tiny, you have to order at least two. So I got a Watsoniana and a couple something else, but then they had a deal where if you bought three, you got one free. So I ended up buying four tiny starter plants, and it was very reasonable actually. It was all, I think the total was like 60 something bucks. So yeah, pretty cool, right? So yeah, everything came in this tiny box, which I opened, which I thought I was opening on camera, but of course the camera was off. Anyway, never mind. At least I checked before I had gone too far into the recording. So anyway, what you didn't see was me opening this one. This is the Watsoniana, Alocasia Watsoniana. But after I ordered it, I realized I ordered the dark form, and the form that I've been dreaming about and lusting over is the white veins form. So what did I do? I went on the Green Escape and ordered that too, and it'll be here in like 2 days. So there'll be another unboxing for that one when it gets here. But this is the dark form. It's a tiny baby plant, but look, it's so cute. It's got like the reddish purplish back and the front. It's beautiful. I mean, okay, it's, different from the white veins version, so I'm really interested to see how it grows and what it looks like, but it's adorable. One thing with alocasias, in my experiences, they really don't travel well, and I have not had great luck actually with shipped alocasias that are shipped in winter. It tends to be a little bit difficult for them to bounce back, but I thought I'd just give it a try, because who knows if I wait till spring whether there'll be a Watsoniana on the site. So I figure I have to try. If it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's Alocasia for you. One of my favorite things actually about these plants is I love that their packaging, the paper is green. I know it sounds basic, but like, what a cute idea, right? It just adds to the whole aesthetic vibe. So the sticker, as you can see, this says, this is a Philodendron Majestic. It looks like this plant has come bare root, which honestly I was not expecting. I thought that they would all be in pots. Every time I get plants, from here in America, they're not imported. They always come in pots. I've never ordered anything that has arrived without a pot, unless it was an import. So I'm kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting to have to pot it up today, but it looks like I will have to. So that's kind of annoying, to be honest, to me. It is what it is. It's a starter plant, so what can you do? Here it is. It's a baby Philodendron Majestic. Whoa, it's tight. This is a baby. It's super cute, right? Thing is, with this one, it's going to need a moss pole. I wasn't really anticipating to make a moss pole and do that whole thing today. That just wasn't in my bingo card for today. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do here. I mean, I'm gonna pot it up, but like, I feel like the root system is also kind of tiny to go on a moss pole just yet. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do here, to be honest. Anyway, it's really pretty. It's cute. It's cute. It's a cute little tiny baby Philodendron Majestic. So we'll see. Number 3. This is, what is this? Alocasia Scalprum. Man, I really went for the Alocasias. Scalprum is another Alocasia that I've been craving. I've seen a couple in like a couple of big box stores, but the ones I saw didn't look too good, and they had pests. And I'm quite picky about where I buy Alocasias, because that really does tend to factor very significantly into whether they do okay or not. So I try not to buy my alocasias just anywhere. I do not want to bring spider mites into the house. Alocasia Scalprum. Oh, sorry. Look how cute she is. This is a cute Alocasia Scalprum. Cute. Actually, I knew it was a starter plant, but wow, this is tiny. This is like the tiniest plant I've ever purchased in my life. So I'm a little bit nervous. I won't lie, it's really small. And last but not least, this is a Begonia Black Magic. Now, I actually have never had a Begonia in my life. I'm not a Begonia girl, so this is my first Begonia. I'm not sure if it was a good idea to get one this tiny, but you know, there's a first time for everything. Shut up. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is a Begonia Black Magic. Holy cow. Holy cow. This is a beautiful plant. I've never seen anything like this. It's stunning. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh my god. This is beautiful. I don't have any begonia, so I am looking forward to growing this one, hopefully. I don't know anything about how to grow these, so if anybody has any tips, I'm all ears. Like, I literally have never, ever grown a begonia in my life, so we'll see how this goes, actually. I have to pop out for a meeting, but after my meeting, if I have time, I might come back and pot these up so you can see how I clean them and how I pot them up. Here they are. Alocasia Watsoniana Dark form, Alocasia Scalprum, Philodendron Majestic, and Begonia Black Magic. So I wasn't expecting to have to pot these up today. I didn't realize they would be coming basically bare root, but obviously I can't leave them like that, so I'm gonna have to expedite my process of what I would usually do. So typically when I get new plants in, I clean them off first because I don't have a place to quarantine my plants. I can't separate them. They all have to be in together. So I need to clean these to make sure no hitchhikers made their way in. I mix cold pressed neem oil, some castile soap, some peppermint castile soap, and some peroxide. 10 milliliters each of neem oil, castile soap, and peroxide. And then I top it up with water, just 16 ounces of water. So that's the solution that I use to clean my new plants. I also use the same solution to clean the leaves of other things here. And actually, it's really good at preventing pests. It's really good at dealing with infestations that are kind of still small scale and just generally keeping my plants in good health. And I'm going to start by cleaning the begonia. I'm going to pot up the begonia first. I don't know, I've never had a begonia, so I don't know how delicate the leaves are. They seem quite thin, right? So, you know, I don't want to do anything to harm the plant, but obviously I have to clean it. So I focus on the undersides first, because that's where anything usually hides. So spray it thoroughly, underside, and then I flip it, and I spray the top side. Get every leaf, and then I let it sit for a couple of minutes. So now I just wipe the leaves gently. I mean, these leaves are so delicate that I almost don't even really want to wipe them, and they kind of have hairs, which this is catching on. Anyway, if it was a smoother leaf, I would now like kind of wipe it down properly so that anything on it would come off. But like, it's not really going to work with these because these have hairs on them, and I kind of think the spraying is enough and hopefully has done the trick. I know that begonias are thirsty-ish, right? It's quite thin-leaved, so I'm assuming that it wants reasonably moisture-retentive soil that's well draining. So I'm going to put it in this. This pot is 4 inches. It's a mesh pot, so it has very good aeration. So I think even though the root ball is quite small, it's probably going to be fine. So I'm just removing the packaging properly. Okay. I'm going to use my standard potting mix, which is a mix of cocoa coir, some tree fern fiber, a little bit of leca, charcoal, perlite or pumice, and in this case a little bit of houseplant potting soil because I had some, so I just mix it as I see fit. And I think there's a little bit of bark. This is what it looks like. So quite airy and fluffy, but it still should still have pretty good drainage. Obviously I don't want to pack it in too much just so I don't lose the aeration, but I do want it to be snug as a bug in a rug and supported. I think it looks really cute. Look at the red backs. So I bought this plant to add like just a little bit of color to the mix because, you know, I'm a big fan of dark leaves and everything's dark green. I just thought it'd be nice to have some variety in here. I'm quite happy with how that's turning out. I'm gonna give it a dowel for support. Now, I'm sure other parts of the plant will need support in time, but right now I think just one is gonna do the trick, so I'll just leave it with that one out. I'll give it a little, I think it will look cute like that, so just attach it just so. Yes, is this even necessary? I don't know. I'm probably being overzealous with like giving a stake to like a teeny weeny 1-inch plant. Okay, so 1 down and 3 to go. So for the alocasia, I'm gonna use a base of tree fern fiber, which I use this tree fern purely for my anthuriums, and I also use it I use some for my alocasia. It's a really nice substrate. So I've got some tree fern in here, and I'm gonna add a scoop of the potting mix just because it has some of those big amendments to make it more freely draining, which I think the alocasias will really appreciate. Cool. All right, let's pot up some alocasias. So I'm gonna put the Watsoniana in this. I'm putting it in something this small because I don't know how this plant grows. I've never had one, and I just want to be able to keep an eye on how it develops before I move it into something big. I don't want to go too big too soon. I find with alocasias that will lead to trouble with watering. I won't know when it needs water, and it's winter, so I've got to be extra careful. So I'm just going to put it in this. Here, look at these cutie roots. I stuck it in here. Just gave it the soil it came with, just for the sake of familiarity. Cool. Just like so little. I probably should just use my fingers, to be honest. It's like impossible to get. Okay, so here's this one, the Watsoniana Dark form, tucked in nicely. I'm predicting that we're probably gonna lose these leaves. Like, I don't know whether I'm the one who just doesn't know how to look after alocasias that have just been shipped, but I feel like I often, when they first get shipped, I feel like those leaves, especially in winter, I just feel like those leaves often don't make it. It usually goes down to a stump. Not always, but often. And it depends on the type of alocasia, it depends on kind of how well it was looked after before it came here, so we'll see. I've potted this one up before cleaning it because I think it'd be easier for me to clean it when it's in an upright position. So I'm gonna take my same spray. I'm just gonna do the backs of the leaves first. Because again, that's where all the baddies live. And then the front. What I like about this, is that it's totally organic, it's harmless, it's great. And it really, really works. It's a bit labor, obviously it's a little bit labor intensive if you have a big plant or a plant with a ton of leaves, and because it's a physical process, if you had a pest infestation, you'd have to just keep doing it to make sure that you got everything. You'd have to do it for like the life cycle of whatever pest you were dealing with. So I usually would do 7 days straight, or if it's thrips, you're probably looking at like, I don't know, a month or something. But it's really, really good for welcoming new plants into my home, and also for cleaning the leaves. You can't beat it. Plants always look so spectacular when they've been through this process and being cleaned this way. So here's this one, Watsoniana. I'm gonna do the teeny weeny Scalprum. Such beautiful roots. So I'm also gonna plant that in one of these. Water. Done. All right. And similarly, I'm gonna spray the back sides and the top sides of the leaves to get rid of any baddies. These are so tiny, like there's not really, like cleaning them is, you know, come on. All that's left is to pot up is the Majestic, but it's gonna need a moss pole. So I'm gonna have to make the moss pole and pot it up. So I'm gonna do that off camera because it's gonna take ages. Here are the new guys in all their glory. They actually came in really, really beautiful. There's no obvious issues with them, so I think I'll definitely order from the Green Escape again. I'll let you know how they get on. If you enjoyed this video, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and do subscribe if you want to see how these get along and if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.